All right, everybody. What up and welcome back, winos. Come on in. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Welcome back to another episode of Wine is the New Tea. We are hosting today myself, Beth, Deshawn. Say hello to all of us. And listen, Wine is the New Tea is a show over here on Tasha K's platform that airs every single Tuesday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're talking about Beyonce. We're talking about one of our favorite dollar stores. We're talking about Kobe Bryant, Ray J, Monica, Brandy. We're going to get into all of the wine today. Now, to my guest co-host, Beth, how you doing today?
I am doing amazing that I'm here on the Unwine with Tasha K channel and with the two of you. So I'm doing amazing today.
That's good. Happy Thursday. Deshawn, how are you feeling on this Good Friday, Junior?
I'm feeling excellent. I've always wanted to work with you as well as Tasha K, so this is a pleasure.
Okay, dreams coming true. Okay, we are manifesting
Yeah.
different things. Let's go ahead and not even keep the people waiting and jump right into our topics today. So, when I mentioned dollar stores earlier, I'm talking about our favorite dollar store. We are talking about the dollar stores where everything is truly a dollar, not where the dollar stores where you can find stuff for $9.99, $20. We're talking about where everything used to be a dollar, now they're $1.25. We're talking about Dollar Tree, but if you didn't know, Dollar Tree and Family Dollar are under the same umbrella. Well, how is the hood going to survive without Family Dollar? And it seems like Temu is going to be the new answer, and it's kind of putting them out of business to an extent. So they are actually Dollar Tree and Family Dollar. They are shutting down thousands of stores simply because people prefer to shop online. And this really reminds me of the era. Do y'all remember Toys R Us and Babies R Us when they were a big thing? And
Yes.
Amazon came along and boom, they had to shut all the stores down because e-commerce is truly taking over. It's less money. All they have to do is ship it. They don't have to pay for as many employees. What are your thoughts about these dollar stores shutting down? 1,000 of them nearly.
Well, I honestly am not surprised because they have been scratching and surviving for a minute now. If you are going to Family Dollar, you know that sometimes you may go and there's a sign on the door saying we're not opening until later because they're having staffing issues. You may go into the store, you can't find the things that you're looking for on the shelves. And actually, they said that Family Dollar got hit with a massive fine by the feds because they were storing a lot of things that it was in a warehouse that was rodent infested. And what was crazy is like, why are they paying all these fines to the feds and not to the people that they were selling the stuff to? But hey, that's just me. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that's a good point. As a matter of fact, I believe it was $41.7 million.
Yeah.
A $41.7 million fine that they had to pay to the feds because there was lead in the cinnamon, and there was they had a warehouse full of just rodents, rodent fecal matter, decaying rodents, right? Like just all types of
Right.
stuff. So some people like to go to the dollar store for the dollar bag of chips or $1.25 bags of chips or the tuna fish or whatever, or the bread or the seasonings, the oodles and noodles, the
Right.
ravioli, the shrimp boyardee. But you have to understand that they're only able to sell it to you at that cheaper price because it was about to expire at another store, and that other
Yes.
store sold it to you at a cheap price because the expiration date is real choppy. So, what do you think, Deshaun? What are your thoughts?
I feel like another big issue that led to their downfall is retail theft because it has increased so much. And I've never been to, well, I haven't been to Family Dollar in a long time, but Dollar Tree, that's my girl. I shop with her every week. And I'll be in there seeing people stealing stuff. I'm just like, why are you stealing? It's only $1.25. Like, I'll buy it for you. Don't steal it. But it's like when you getting tons of stuff and you're just shoving it in bags and walking out, it's a lot of the homeless population doing it. It's becoming a big issue to the stores. So I understand. And then when I saw the picture with the Family Dollar with the homemade door on it, I knew it. I just knew they was gonna close. So they can't make it.
Yeah. Sadly, it was a picture like that here in Baltimore as well with one of the homemade doors. But yeah, a lot of times, sometimes it's employee theft as well.
Absolutely.
you have employees working there, whether they're managerial or not, they figure out how it goes, and it's difficult. So if Walmart is having this issue with internal, having a problem maintaining their stock because employees are stealing, the dollar store is having an issue too. So it's it can suck, but like how is the hood gonna survive? I feel like it's a good and bad thing, right? Because of course, cheap food being accessible to people who are living in poverty or in the projects or in the hood, however you want to put it, um, these might be food deserts. This might be the only thing that they have access to, but is it the best thing for them health wise? So this may make it inconvenient for some people to get food. Of course, there'll still be Dollar General since Dollar General isn't under their umbrella, but Dollar Tree shutting down, it's gonna hurt my heart, But at the same time, Dollar Tree, honestly, if we want to keep it a buck, if y'all haven't realized, everything in there isn't even $1.25 anymore. It's turned into Five Below. They got a $5 section, a $4 section, and Dollar Tree, and I'm just flabbergasted every time I go in there.
I like the $5 section. That's just
Dollar Tree. Like, are you serious? Like, my entire life, everything has been $1, and now y'all got a whole $5 section. Stop playing with me. It's a mess.
Exactly.
But I think it will force people who it'll force people who are looking for cheaper food to go to different areas and to find different things or different ways to budget their money and eat for a cheaper price. Because truly, the stuff that you find in a Dollar Tree, is it the healthiest for you? Let's keep it. It's not. It's really munchy food and food just to get you by. But
section.
It is what it is. So moving on to our next topic, a lot of people have heard about Stormy Daniels, who was paid to shut up. Okay, she was paid to shut the hell up. And she now has a lot to say per her new documentary. And if you don't know who Stormy Daniels is, she is an XXX star. All right. And she had some sort of relation. She had actual relations with Donald Trump, allegedly. And she was paid off to be quiet. Now, from what I saw per the court documents, was in the realm of $130,000 that she was paid off in order to be quiet about the affair. What's really interesting, and her documentary came out recently and is streaming on Peacock if anybody's interested in watching it. She made claims that Trump said that she reminded him of his daughter before they had sexual relations. So you went ahead and got intimate with a guy who told you remind me of my daughter. And we all know Ivanka was his favorite daughter, right?
Yeah.
So the documentary, of course, I don't want to say she's playing victim because I'm not doubting that, number one, she did mess around with Donald Trump, but she gets a lot of hate from the MAGA crowd. The MAGA crowd feels like she's trying to muddy Donald's name, and she gets a lot of hate. At first she was welcoming it, but now the hate seems to be a bit too much, and now we're getting a documentary. What are y'all thoughts about this?
I have so many thoughts about this because, listen, in the age of all of the stuff coming out with people with the likes of Diddy and now possibly other rappers that we know of, I'm actually happy that she's still alive, because let's just be honest, the fact that they paid her to keep her mouth closed versus just closing her mouth forever and nothing ever coming out, if you think of it in that way. But I never can say that it's okay that she's been getting threats against her life because of what she knows, what she allegedly did, and what she allegedly was paid to not speak about because of his desire to be the king of the United States. And yes, I said the king. But she's a mother, She said she fears for her daughter's life. So if you think of her as a person versus an XXX star that is trying to, just get paid off of what her experience was with him, I have compassion for her. I just do. So, but there's a lot to unpack with that situation. It really is a lot.
Yeah. What do you think, Deshaun?
I'm all for the Me Too movement. I feel like it's been a long time coming. There's been a lot of victims who've been silent for way too long. And now that they feel comfortable enough to speak, I want to hear them, every last one of them. I don't feel like there's not one person who we should just ignore and just say, we don't want to hear it. I want to hear every story. I want to take it for face value. I want to do research behind it and figure out if this person telling the truth. I don't believe what anybody tells me. I investigate everything. So after doing investigation, you realize like, wow, this happened. Like they're not lying. Yes, I'm happy Cassie came forward. I'm happy Stormy Daniels came forward. Like, tell us about what these men do behind closed doors. Let us know so that other people don't make the same mistake, and then they will stop. They will not stop if you remain silent.
Mm-hmm. I think the $130,000 is a little measly. It's a little cheesy for a man to be like, "Oh, my father gave me a small loan of $1 million. Small loan, $1 million. $130,000. Like, what is that?"
I'm thinking 1.3 at least.
She said she only did it so that she would have some type of paper trail to him.
She basically said that she thought that he was gonna unalive her. Yeah. So she took it for that reason. So she says, but she, you know what? I'm not doubting anything that, how can I say this? She seems like a bit of an opportunist herself. In a way, and doesn't mean that she shouldn't be compensated. It doesn't mean that if he wanted her to be quiet, she not to say she shouldn't have been paid more, but she seems like a bit of an opportunist. There was something she did, and she said something along the lines of, "I wish I was getting more hate. I'm not really seeing the hate online. I don't see any angry tweets." And then when the tweets and the threats got to be a bit much, she's like, "Okay, this is like not you asking for hate because you have proximity or attachment to Moldy 45. Like
that's not to be proud of.
Like this is a bit much. It's a bit much." But
yeah, that's like, be careful what you wish for.
Exactly. So she does have some problematic ways. That's pretty much how to sum it up. She has some problematic ways about
Absolutely.
her.
Yeah.
But I say whatever you can pow on Trump, if it has the probability, not to mention she owes Trump $600,000 right now because she sued him for defamation based on a tweet. The judge threw it out, and she was ordered to pay Trump's lawyer fees, which was $600,000. So she still owes him $600,000. She appealed it. That didn't quite work out. So she still owes him money. So who knows if the documentary is a ploy to get some income to pay him back, if she feels like whatever the case is. But I feel like if there's anything he's ever done wrong, even if it's paying her to be quiet, let's let it happen. Let's let it play out. We need as much as possible to try to suppress his chance of winning the next presidency, in my opinion. So right. I say let it go, but I'm still looking at both of them with a side eye for sure. So listen, we are going to jump into a break. We got some bills to pay. Y'all be sure to keep it locked, winos. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button and we'll be right back.
Batista unveiled a load of videos.
Who the fuck did I marry?
400 million views talking about y'all ex-husband.
Risa Tisa ex-wife who straight line to y'all. It's completely false.
Now, Latoya, a lot of people have been reaching out and they've been wanting to hear your side.
When you're dealing with this sort of trickery, and that's what I call it, it's like you being bamboozled, right? When a person comes into your life and they're constantly bamboozling you, especially like when you've been through trauma and things of that nature, you want to believe so badly that this is the truth.
Legion really led y'all down a rabbit hole.
He used to talk to this dude on the phone like every day, and his name was Miguel, right?
Two gentlemen that looked out for me, my mom and dad passed away, that became brothers to me, which is Elgin and Miguel. These are the guys that I would talk to in the morning time.
Miguel doesn't even exist.
Oh no.
Miguel's not even a real person.
Oh no.
He was wearing a fucking bulletproof vest, walking around the neighborhood as security of the apartment complex.
Legion.
This is in Jonesboro, Georgia.
Your
It's
mom
funny.
talked about him walking around the neighborhood at night.
He was using his dad's badge, acting like the police.
He's stopping the gangbangers and he is patting them all the way down.
He was only doing it just to fill on them.
Just to fill on them because he didn't work for these people. He had a whole different job.
Legion.
All the cars that he promised me, they're actually on Facebook with my name on them, right? That he never bought.
Lisa said that she was promised cars
but
as
he
well
literally
too.
has. I have screenshots, right, of the actual post that this lunatic actually put my name in it, tagged me, said, "Come outside. I have your anniversary present."
So where's the car?
It never got bought.
I was at the station and he acted like he got
The
a
Christian
phone call.
radio station.
Yes.
that he worked
Okay.
for.
And he was on the phone like, "Hey, bro, what's up?" And then the phone rang and it was my mama.
She just really just kind of opened the door to something that I wasn't even prepared for. Here I am thinking that we're just dealing with a pathological liar,
Right.
an alleged
And I
child
like when
molester.
she said, I don't want to start crying because I don't want my makeup to drip, but every fiber in my being, I'm not a violent person, but don't touch my kids.
Horror of a person. That's a lot of my childhood gone. You know?
Did it cause problems between you and your mom? All right, winos, if you enjoy shows like this and would like to see more with me on stage in your city, well, I'm coming. Tickets on sale right now. Link in the description box as well as the bio. Hurry up now while tickets last, okay?
All right, we are back. Listen, make sure not only that you're hitting the like button, but share this video with somebody who needs to get into the wine that is the new tea. So let's get into something that I think really might take us some time to unpack. I watched all 4 parts to this docu-series, and I want to know how y'all feel in the live chat and also in the comments if y'all are watching the replay. The Nickelodeon documentary, oh my God. It is so disturbing. Episode 1, it starts off a little slow. It starts off a little, okay, that might have been wrong. Okay, that wasn't necessarily right. But as you watch parts 2, 3, and 4, it gets so bad that it will have you hollering at your television. I'm the type of person, I holler at the television watching game shows. So you know if there's something wrong going on or somebody who is taking advantage of children in a really inappropriate way, I'm definitely hollering at my TV for sure. This Nickelodeon documentary, Quiet on Set, it sheds light on a lot of how sick the entertainment industry is, and we hear about this so much. How many child stars do we have to see come out of the child entertainment industry or business and see how they not right? They aren't okay. They experienced something. Orlando Brown, Amanda Bynes, Lindsay Lohan went through her period. Britney Spears still, Mickey Mouse Club isn't really all there. These child stars be seen in Hollywood. They see stuff, they go through stuff, and it's extremely unfortunate. And so the question that I have before I get into how I feel about the documentary, I want to hear from our co-host today is, should kids be allowed, right? We think about All That, Kenan and Kel. We think about Taina, Cousin Skeeter, Sister, Are You Afraid of the Dark? The list goes on at the Amanda Bynes show. The list goes on and on and on. Should kids be allowed to work in such an adult-driven field? Okay. What do you all think about the documentary and if kids should be allowed to work? Because if not, then we wouldn't see kids on TV, right? So should kids be allowed to work based on what we've seen in this very disturbing documentary?
You know, I'll be honest, it's so triggering, and it makes you feel like if you equate the entertainment industry to the real world, where if you go to get a regular job, you have to be a certain age before you can even work, right? Why is it okay for babies? Like if you think of Full House, when the twins were babies and they started as babies and grew up, you know, maybe children should not be in the entertainment industry because they're just not really mentally capable of handling it, as well as a lot of them don't come from families where they have that strong backing to really look out for them and watch over them. You think of like Gary Coleman and what his parents, you know, did to, it's just, there's so many stories. It's sad overall. It's extremely triggering. I'm thankful that I don't have any little kids that would even want to be in that industry. And if I did, I'd be like, no, we're not doing it. I just don't think that it's okay for children, because you have a lot of sick people that don't see them as children. They see them as objects to please them. Like this guy saying, I'm sorry that I asked them to massage me. Why would you even think that it's okay for them to do something like that? That's just disgusting.
My thing when it comes to him is he gets to sit down and say, yeah, I asked my cast, adults, children, whoever, to massage me. That was wrong. I apologize if I hurt anybody, as if it's just like water under the bridge. And we have people like R. Kelly and Bill Cosby who have been socially exiled, rightfully so. I'm not making excuses. Listen, hear me all the way. Hear the full context, right?
Exactly.
Who have been exiled as they should have been. But these are men of color. These are Black men. Why is it that a man who is not of color, who has done the same things or things adjacent to this, why does he get to sit in front of a camera and be like, oh yeah, I'm sorry for that, and just go on and not be held accountable? He's free. He shouldn't be in the land of the free or the land of the living, one or the other.
That part. You're right.
I'm with you. I don't agree with what he did, and I don't feel like he's taking full accountability at all. Like, he has yet to, like, what about the feet, Dad? Now, we all know Nickelodeon, somebody in that writer's room got a foot fetish, and Dan didn't want to mention it.
It was Dan. It was Dan.
You're not telling the whole story, and I don't like that. If you gonna tell it, then tell it. If you not, you should have shut up. I don't like it. Everything he said, he was deflecting, and I'm sorry, I apologize. No emotion at all. It's just, as long as he said he's sorry, hey, we got to take what it is, get back in that room and keep on working. No, he should definitely be exiled. He should lose his job. He should be faced with lawsuits from all of these child stars for the torture that he put them through. And I want to know, how did Tia Tamera and Raven Simone survive throughout that environment and be able to be so accomplished today without that type of stuff affecting?
I think that we do need child representation on television, right? Like, I do, but I think that there should definitely be a parent mandate, and I think that there needs to be more protection. A lot of what I was hearing as I was watching parts 1 through 4 is asking the parents to leave the room. The parents weren't present. I think the child should be able to work on set if there's not a parent or a guardian present right there. Stop ostracizing the kids, and because for the parents who did speak up, the kids were immediately just booted from the show. So I think there needs to be some sort of a mandate. I think kids deserve to be able to see kids on TV. If I'm 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, it'd be nice if I saw a 7-year-old on TV doing goofy kid stuff. You know,
that was important to us.
But if the parent is there and it's a law and it's mandated, and there's the system of checks and balances just is non-existent there, and that's the real problem. It's not that 6-year-olds can't have fun and make money and whatever. Lindsay Lohan and Parent Trap, that was my jam. Okay. And then to find out what was going on with her parents was like, oh, that was crazy. So I think kids seeing representation of younger actors is really important. But to hear what Drake Bell went through, to hear what them other kids went through, the guy who did what he did to Drake Bell, and I don't even want to say it because there are words that you like can't say on YouTube, and so I'm going to say it on my channel, but I'm not going to say it over here. But it was egregious to think that this is what you're doing, and then these kids feel like, you got to think about, if your parents have a regular job and the kid is making more money, you know, being on Nickelodeon or the Disney Channel or whatever, you are financially providing to your family. So even as a child, if you feel uncomfortable on set, you got to think about the relationship with authority that you have with adults. And if you feel uncomfortable, are you going to get in trouble? And then are you not going to be able to work anymore? And this is what's paying mommy and daddy's bills.
And see, and that's why I feel like it's extremely complicated when you put children of a certain age, because I'm not saying overall you have to be 18 and above, because basically that's an adult, right? But children of a certain age, a lot of them don't come from these households where the parents can provide like that. So is it fair for a child to be put in this position where they're supporting everyone because of the money that they're making? Like, think of the young lady who was on Family Matters that got dismissed, and she went into the XXX industry because she said her entire family was, relying on the money she was making on Family Matters, and when she was dismissed. So, and the industry is just so messed up. I'm sorry. I just don't feel that a lot of those children are equipped, and they don't have the equipment, meaning the therapists, the counselors, the family, even to really take care of them and watch over them and make sure that they are not being taken advantage of and all of these different things. So, yeah.
I feel like the family's money does play a part in it, because if you look at Ariana Grande versus her co-host, the girl who wrote the book, I'm Glad My Mother Died. You see their different upbringing, and you see how it affected them during filming. And that's definitely a big part of it. If you feel like you have to support your family, if they're making you do this job that you don't want to do, they're going to take out your animosity on your parent, because you're putting me in the situation. I was a child, you were supposed to protect me, and you did not. So of course you would have some type of animosity growing up against your parent pretty much your whole life, until they admit to what they did, apologize, and make steps to move forward. So yeah. I understand the feelings they have towards their families, because at the end of the day, they put them in those situations and they did not protect them, and it was all due to a dollar.
Yeah, got you. Janet McCurdy, is that her name? From Family Matters, I believe is her name. These sitcoms, there are a lot there's so many like just hidden truths and hidden experiences behind these sitcoms and what these young child actors have endured that we just have no clue. We just have no clue what they have endured. It was a very disturbing thing. And those clips, here's what I'll say in closing, referring to this Nickelodeon documentary. And I'm going to talk more extensively about this on my channel. But those clips of those adult jokes that kids didn't understand or didn't get yet, there was constantly stuff squirting at their faces. Pickles. Stuff that was very sexually suggestive.
Right.
That the Ariana Grande clips were out of just out of, I just can't even imagine how embarrassed Ariana has to feel now, because she is a very famous pop star now, far removed from acting. Mm-hmm. And these clips are being resurfaced because we're having this conversation about the dark side of kids' TV. And she has to relive these clips because her clips were among some of the most disturbing clips that we watched, of her pouring water on her face upside down, trying to get water out of a potato. I mean, I don't even want to describe a whole bunch, because I don't want to come off inappropriate, right? But I'm just describing the inappropriate clips that were inserted into this documentary.
You can't talk about a kid's show on YouTube. It's sick in itself.
Mm-hmm. Think about that. Right.
It's like the reality that we are sitting here censoring our words, talking about a kid's show on a kid's network.
How do those clips make y'all feel?
Like I said, I'm shaking right now just thinking about it. It's just so disturbing.
As a kid, you don't see it. I'm sorry. I watched all the episodes as a kid. I never once felt uncomfortable. As an adult watching it, it's like, what is this? Now that I know the world and I know, I'm like, oh my God, no.
Right.
I could never as an adult watch these shows. I don't let my niece and nephew even watch these shows. They're so censored. It's ridiculous. They don't know what social media is. They will never know. I feel like you have to censor your kids so much at this point, you can't even let them watch Kids Network.
Exactly. Kids YouTube not even safe. It's not. No. I just can't. So I definitely recommend to all of the winos who are watching right now, watch that documentary if you can handle it. I mean, obviously you get the tone of what's going on based on our commentary. So if you can handle it, if it's not going to trigger you too much and put you in a terrible headspace or regress wherever you are, then definitely give it a watch, because it's very eye-opening. And there are even, Black actors who are part of that, who are telling you how uncomfortable and how pressured they felt to not speak up when they were uncomfortable as a kid, because they did this was the biggest part of their dreams. They're 11, 12, 13, 14. This is the most success they've ever had. They don't want to speak up and ruin that and get quote unquote fired. This is the most exciting thing they've ever done, and they love it, and they've aspired to do it. So I definitely recommend you all watch it. So speaking of the acting industry in general, we have got to get back into Jonathan Majors. I am, baby, let me tell you. When I tell you I'm so tired of Jonathan Majors, I'm not even a fan of him, but let's get into this. Now, even though this, and this is where you got to get Dr. Umar on the line. Hello, Dr. Umar. Let's talk about this man that's been dealing with these snow bunnies. He's swirling. Even though this woman, Grace Jabari, she's already won the fight, apparently, and the fight being his career is already, what other work have you seen Jonathan Majors get since then, right? So although she's already won the fight, she wants more. So she plans to sue Jonathan Majors for defamation, assault, battery. And listen, Black men, y'all might want to leave these snow bunnies behind, okay? Talk to Dr. Umar. Y'all might want to leave him alone. So apparently she doesn't feel justice was served and she wants more. And she's suing him in civil court, meaning she wants money. Y'all, what are your thoughts?
You go, Deshaun. Let's hear what you have to say.
I feel like if you got what you wanted, if you were heard, period. A lot of people don't get heard. They don't get their story heard. We listened to you. We heard you. Then we followed up and this man is canceled. And now you want money. That's what it was about from the jump. You should have just went after the money. Why go after his career and everything? It would have happened in the process. So at this point, it's just you're adding insult to injury. How much lower can you take this man until he takes himself? Like, I'm confused on what is your real end goal here, other than money? Like, it has to be money. I don't agree with double jeopardy. I feel like everybody makes mistakes. Whatever you did, serve your time, apologize, work on yourself, move forward, and it should not be held against you at all. I don't hold nobody to a cross, regardless of what they've done to me in my life, anything like that. Like, I can move forward if everything heals with time. Like, but to keep getting paperwork involved and keep going after someone over and over again, this is your life story. Now this is something that's going to be following you forever. Is that what you wanted? I feel like she would want to just leave it all behind her and just have no relation to this man at all, never mention his name again, and move on with her life. But that's not what she's doing. She's keep bringing him up. You want another. Like, I don't understand. So at this point, I hope he's okay mentally. I understand that he's not a good person, but at the end of the day, he's another Black man, and I'm gonna stick up for my Black man.
Okay. Listen, I am not surprised that she's suing him civilly because what's the old saying, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And in my personal opinion, I feel like her seeing him on the red carpets with Megan Good, seeing them coupled up all the time, and I believe that may have been the person that was sending him the text message that they apparently got into the fight in the car at that time, because I just believe it was something regarding some jealousy there. And I believe he may have already been seeing Megan Good. That's just my personal opinion. It's like, yeah, we gonna have beef forever because, yeah, I don't think she was actually the one that pressed the charges. I believe they just decided to move forward and press the charges, but she was a willing, person to testify. And it's like, yeah, I want some money too. I just feel that she's doing what she was going to do anyway. I personally am tired of hearing about him. I'm tired of seeing the facial expressions and I can't, but no, I'm not surprised because I was actually waiting on this to happen. So when it was announced, I said, okay, finally, here we go. Because I figured she was eventually going to do that because we know the civil and criminal justice system are two separate entities. So she does have the right to sue him, and you actually have a better chance of winning in civil court than you do in criminal court. So honestly, I was just waiting for this to happen.
I think that I've seen some of the comments from people like, oh, she's just mad. that he's happy and moved on with another woman. Let me tell you this. I truly do not buy the relationship that he has with Megan Good. I don't. I feel like it's PR. It does not seem natural.
It
Don't
doesn't
seem
seem.
like they really like each other. I feel like with that woman, Jabari, what's this white skeleton looking woman name? What's her name? Jabari. I feel like she's like, you're in love with a nigger? I thought you liked us, the saltines. So, oh, really? I'm going to ruin your image. How dare you go back black? I thought that you were over here on team cream cheese. You're over there with peanut butter. I'm going to ruin your life for life. Like, I don't
Yeah. I do agree with that.
I feel like this is her MO. Like she's upset that
She's
he has
insulted.
chosen his own race. She thought he had fully converted to snow bunnyism, and he's into whatever's going to benefit him the most at that time. He's going to play hopscotch with, okay, do I need to do a white one right now? Because I don't want to be held accountable. White women ain't going to hold me accountable. I can go over here and do my shit. If I deal with black women, they're going to hold me accountable. Now he's only dealing with a black woman because it helps his image. But black women are going to hold you accountable, and they're going to bitch and moan at you sometimes when it comes to your lack of accountability. Like, that's just what it is. So right now it's convenient for him to deal with a black woman. So he's biracial when it comes to who he wants to do. And I think that she's hurt by that because she thought she had fully converted him over into snow bunnyism. That's just my thought.
Yeah. I agree with you. I do believe she feels insulted that it's, they're done. I believe they had a contentious relationship for as long as they have been in it. I really do. It just, from what has come out, I really do feel that way. And I agree with you. I do believe that she feels insulted, that it's like, oh my God, you're not with someone that looks like me. And I don't think that has even been his history. I believe he primarily was dating Caucasian women. So I just believe it does look PR-ish, but I know Megan's a good actress, but I don't even think she's that great. So that's why I felt like they probably were texting each other before, but that's just my opinion.
I think they're good at waist deep now.
She's a good actress, but not good enough to convince you that this is a relationship that is truly pure and based on. I do think she's a good actress, but she ain't acted well enough to convince you that they really in love for real. She ain't done the work. I'm sorry, she has not. But speaking of swirling, let's move on to our next topic. Kobe Bryant. I don't know if you all have heard, but I was kind of shocked, but not really. But I was more so saddened by this story that we're about to talk about here. Kobe Bryant's parents set his first championship ring up for auction. Okay. Now, they had apologized for selling the replica back in 2013, but Kobe Bryant had gifted one of his championship rings to his father a while ago. And if you don't know, Kobe Bryant, in his untimely passing, all of his funds and monies went to his wife, Vanessa. And now his father has falling on financial hardship, has had to put this championship ring up for auction. So before I say how I feel about it, what are you all's thoughts about this situation?
Personally, I feel like it's a cry out to Vanessa to help them, because
you said it's a what? I'm sorry.
It's a cry out to Vanessa to help them because she has all the money. Like, she has more money than her or her girls can spend in their lifetime. Mind you, she got money on top for the pictures that were taken by the first responders. She won the lawsuit against LA for that. So she got a lot of money from Kobe's death. And to watch his parents, the people who gave birth to him, be poor and suffer financially, I wouldn't be able to do it if I was her. But I don't know what directions he left to her prior to his death. Maybe that's what Kobe wanted, not to ever give his parents anything from his estate. If that's what he wanted, you got to respect that man's opinion. That's his wishes. But I would have helped his parents out and bought the ring myself even. Like, I'll give you $10 million, keep it off the internet, Give me the ring. I'll have it for the girls for when they get older, whatever. But to have it just given to somebody who's not in the family, not in the legacy, that's hurtful in itself.
Yeah, I agree. What are your thoughts, Beth?
It may be an unpopular opinion, I don't know, but I really don't care if they're selling it. That might sound cold, but I just feel that from the things that I've learned about them over the years, Colby and his wife and his parents, I don't believe that they just didn't want their son to marry her because of who she was. Their son was someone who was a star, you know what I mean, from high school into the NBA, and they were just looking out for his best interests. And he married her, almost immediately. I also know that her own mom sued her. You know what I mean? And I feel like Colby, via his wife at the time, took more care of his mother-in-law than he did his own parents. And it's stuff. They always have the memory of their son. Unfortunately, he is no longer here. But if they fall into hard times and they have something that they can sell to help them out financially, and their daughter-in-law is not going to help them out, and they don't have a relationship. By the way, she didn't even really acknowledge them at the memorial. It was more like a celebrity star-studded thing, in my personal opinion. I don't care. I say sell it, because I just feel like Vanessa's got more than enough. And if she's not willing to help them out financially if they need it, then I don't think outsiders with their opinions should feel like, oh, well, why is she selling his ring? I mean, if they need the money, they will always have his memory. Unfortunately, he's no longer here. It's stuff. So
yeah, let's switch it around on Vanessa. Why won't she buy the ring?
And that's a good thought too, if they wanted to stay in the family. I don't know.
Let me put my Dr. Umar hat on real quick. My brother, you set up all your money to go outside of the community. Outside of the community, you made sure all your money went outside of the community, and your own brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers are struggling. Come on, let's be real. Why are you dealing with these snow bunnies? I just want to know. Why do your parents have to sell your things? Vanessa ain't got to sell not their thing in order to be okay.
Nothing.
Why do your own parents, the people who brought you into this world, got to do all this in order to be financially stable? You put your money as a Black man, and you took it right out of the community. Tell me why. Just tell me why. I just want to know. I want to know why, brother.
I knew about their bad relationship, but I didn't know when he passed away, he was going to not leave anything to his parents. I would think that you would be like, you know what, at that point, it'll be resolved. I just want them to be okay. And just give them, even if it's $1 million, give them something. But to give them nothing.
If you are willing to give them a ring, right? My thing is, you got to think about like your memory in general. This looks tacky.
Yeah.
If you were going to give your parents some memorabilia because you had that type of relationship, to give them something of such high value of yours, to have these headlines going on even in your death. If you don't care how you look in your death, if you don't mind looking tacky after you die, okay. But you're at a different level, and you have so much money where you could have allocated some funds to go to your parents. I get it. I get the whole no contact with if you don't bang with your parents, you don't bang with your parents. But if you bang with your parents enough to give them a championship ring, you bang with them in the slightest little tiniest capacity. And even if it was $500,000, $1 million, like you said, Deshaun, whatever the case is, you could have given them something to the point where it wouldn't look like they are financially struggling. And that is what it's giving right now, as opposed to them being able to keep your ring and really memorialize you as their child. They can't even keep that because they've got to sell it because they're struggling and survive a good time. Like,
exactly.
They could have set up a GoFundMe, honestly, and I would have donated because I don't like what Vanessa's doing. I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the Black community don't like what Vanessa's doing. So like that was another route that could have took him, but
Right.
it would also make his legacy look tacky.
Mm.
Vanessa should have stepped
See?
up. Period. If Kobe was here, Kobe would step up. I feel like he wouldn't let his parents go to a homeless shelter. So Vanessa should do what Kobe would want, and she should help his parents out. That's not standing by the ring. Whatever she has to do, she should step up with some of that Kobe money and help out the Bryans.
Well, she evicted her own mama out of the house that Kobe bought for her mom. So
It's sad. Kobe took care of her mother better than she did. That's sad.
anyway.
All right. So what we need to do right now is we need to go ahead to a quick commercial break. We need to pay a couple of bills, and we are going to be right back. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. All right?
Batista unveiled a load of videos.
Who the fuck did I marry?
400 million views talking about y'all ex-husband.
Risa Tisa ex-wife who straight lying to y'all. It's completely false.
Now, Latoya, a lot of people have been reaching out and they've been wanting to hear your side.
When you're dealing with this sort of trickery, and that's what I call it, it's like you being bamboozled, right? When a person comes into your life and they're constantly bamboozling you, especially like when you've been through trauma and things of that nature, you want to believe so badly that this is the truth.
Legion really led y'all down a rabbit hole.
He used to talk to this dude on the phone like every day, and his name was Miguel, right?
Two gentlemen that looked out for me. My mom and dad passed away that became brothers to me, which is Elgin and Miguel. These are the guys that I would talk to in the morning time.
Miguel doesn't even exist.
Oh no.
Miguel's not even a real person.
Oh no.
He was wearing a fucking bulletproof vest, walking around the neighborhood as security of the apartment complex.
Legion.
This is in Jonesboro, Georgia.
Your
It's
mom
funny.
talked about him walking around the neighborhood at night.
He was using his dad's badge, acting like the police.
He's stopping the gangbangers and he is patting them all the way down.
He was only doing it just to fill
Just
on
to
them.
fill on them because he didn't work for these people. He had a whole different job.
Legion.
All the cars that he promised me, they're actually on Facebook with my name on them, right? That he never bought.
Lisa said that she had she was promised cars
But
as
he
well
literally
too.
has, I have screenshots, right, of the actual post that this lunatic actually put my name in it, tagged me, said, "Come outside. I have your anniversary present."
So where's the car?
It never got bought.
I was at the station and he acted like he got
The
a
Christian
phone call.
radio station.
Yes.
that he worked
Okay.
And he was on the phone like, "Hey, bro, what's up?" And then the phone rang and it was my mama.
She just really just kind of opened the door to something that I wasn't even prepared for. Here I am thinking that we're just dealing with a pathological liar, an alleged
And
child
I like
molester.
when she said, I don't want to start crying because I don't want my makeup to drip, but every fiber in my being, I'm not a violent person, but don't touch my kids.
Horror of a person. That's a lot of my childhood gone. You know?
Did it cause problems between you and your mom? All right, winos, if you enjoy shows like this and would like to see more with me on stage in your city, well, I'm coming. Tickets on sale right now. Link in the description box as well as the bio. Hurry up now while tickets last, okay?
All right, so we are back. We're going to get into our last couple of topics. Listen, thank you, Wanos, for being here. All right. And be sure to catch Tasha K live on stage in a city near you. The next city that Tasha K is going to be in is Baltimore. Shout out to Baltimore. All right. April 14th, Sunday, 7 o'clock. You can purchase your tickets at TashaKOnStage.com. So make sure, because you know Tasha K, she's on tour doing her comedy thing. You may or you may not see me on April 14th for her comedy show here in Baltimore at the Comedy Factory. And I've been at the Comedy Factory several times to see a lot of different people, from T.I. to Monique and everybody else. So Tasha K is among the greats of the comedians. So make sure you get your tickets if you have not already. And see, look, y'all laughing, and I want to go into detail, but I won't. We'll talk after the show. But make sure you get your tickets if you have not already. Now, let's get into a topic that I think everybody knows about. Charles, Your lunch is ready. So apparently, Miss Netta recently, she got the BBL and lipo. Charles got lipo and abs put on, and she's taking the social, and that's the whole thing, right? Because they live stream the whole procedure. The nudes are all over the place, right? But yesterday, Miss Netta, who was born Joe, took to social media to show off her new quote unquote designer bags.
Okay. Miss Netta, new Louis Vuitton bag. And it is. Let me see. This is one of my Louis bags. Okay. Oh shoot, it fell. We can't let Louis fall. Okay. This is my Gucci bag. Yeah, we did some shopping today. Don't hate us. This is my new Gucci bag. It is. But yeah, we went on a trip this weekend and we was hurting and all that other stuff, but we got compensated very well. Very well. So we had to go shopping. You know, they said when you're in pain, shopping is one of the best things to do. Gucci, Louis. Another Gucci.
Baby, is this a joke? These bags are faker the Bishop Lamar Whitehead's Gucci suits. Like, what is going on? Like, what is happening here with Miss Netta? Now, it does seem like they reached this level of, I want to call it fame, but I'm not going to call it fame. I'll call it clout and visibility, right? For the moment, because who knows when these 15 minutes will be up, hopefully by next week. But what are y'all thoughts on Miss Netta, Charles, and this whole situation? Because I think Charles gonna leave Netta sooner or later.
Listen, I thought it was a joke when I saw this because I said clearly this is supposed to be funny because you have to know these are not real bags. Like it's like Fooey and Poochie bags and getting it out of a black Circle K bag. I said this has got to be a joke with Netta with the face only a mother could love. I'm just like, when is this going to be when is this going to be over? I'm a licensed esthetician and I can't do nothing with that face. I'll just sit here, take my license back. I'm sorry, take my license. I retired. There's nothing I could do in the 16 years of being in this industry. I'm done. I'm sorry.
I feel like if she did not do the unboxing, we would have never known the purses were fake. They looked at pretty obvious. Like, the knockoffs are getting good. They're getting good. But anybody who's purchased real designer, Gucci first comes in that ugly green bag with an ugly green box. You take it out, and then you have the cloth bag like she had. Gucci gives you, you always got the little hard thing with the receipt inside. Where's all your paperwork, ma'am?
Right.
Where is it? At the very least, when people get Louis, one thing they're really excited about is that really thick bag that, like the actual, like the bag that the bag comes in. I would have showed it. Louis bags are over $1,000. So yeah, I'm showing off my actual shopping. She can't show off her shopping bags, baby. That shit came from the flea market.
Right.
So like, what's going on? Are they being taken advantage of when they do these hosts? One thing about it, I will say, they manager keep them busy. The manager, they at a different restaurant. Charles, your wings are ready. Charles, your fish is ready. We down here at the we.
She would have bought some shoes versus purses because, girl, you wearing the same black shoes with no lotion on every picture for the last 6 months. We are tired of it. You wear no shoes for past weeks. Get over it. Get some new shoes. We asked for the bags. We asked for shoes, man. And we got bags.
Joe don't never wear. I'm sorry, not Joe. Miss Netta. Miss Netta don't never wear no lotion. All right, so it's just I just get no shimmy. That little shimmy she do every time.
She said, "Bye, Ashley."
I'm like, that shimmy is getting on my, and them nudes all up and down the timeline, baby. I was
the news was they should have signed some type of waiver where those wouldn't have been released, because ain't no way I would let the public ever see that.
Why was she even allowed? That's why I do feel like are they being exploited? It's giving like Wendy Williams tease. Like, do they really understand like what's being put online? Because
she labeled herself as a comedian, so I think she knows that but she thinks we're laughing with her, not at her, and I think that's where the misconfusion comes. Like,
yeah,
we're not laughing with you.
But you know what? Some people have taken the Kardashian approach. All attention is good attention. What are they watching? Oh well, bring back shame, please.
Right? Yeah, what happened to that?
You try to say everything is a skit after it blow up. Oh, it was just a skit. It was just a skit. Girl, we heard you cussing out Charles on the phone on live. That wasn't no skit. That was not a skit. You got jealous because the girl was on his live and she was only on there 5 seconds. And Ms. Netta came in, you ain't talking to the girls. Girl, over it. And that, like you said, Charles is going to leave her soon because he's going to get tired of it. He's not for the internet. I can tell he's not even that type of guy.
He always looks extremely uninterested in what's going on. Speaking of people who are uninterested in what's going on, let's get into Ray J. I'm not sure if any of you all listened to Ray J on the Breakfast Club yesterday, but I was able to listen live to Power 105. And Monica is not here for Ray J shenanigans. Okay, so Ray J recently sat down with the Breakfast Club and expressed how much he wants Brandy and Monica to go on tour together. And so Monica has hit back and saying, listen, where's the contract? I'm not sure why anyone takes Ray J seriously, but are we here for a Brandy and Monica tour? What are your thoughts? Do you understand why Monica is kind of feeling some type of way? Because she typed out a little paragraph towards and about Ray J, asking Ray J to stop speaking on her. I would politely ask you to stop speaking on me because I ain't seen no contract. And so many words is what Monica said. What are y'all thoughts?
I just think Ray J wanted the attention. I don't see it happening. I don't think that they have any bad blood or beef, anymore. Obviously, they did the verses, which was kind of a mess. But I'm just like, leave the past in the past. All of this trying to relive history and make things be great again. Like not like make America great again, but like just leave it where it is. And I'm quite sure Monica's just like, nigga, leave me alone. I don't have time for this. You know what I mean? So Ray J, I just feel like he just was saying these things for the attention because he knows that we're going to be talking about it, right?
Monica's on tour with Nicki Minaj right now, and I feel like Gunica's coming out. I understand her perspective. Like, yes, Brandy's a legend, and it should be done in contracts, respectfully behind the scenes. Then they should do a big announcement where everybody can be, oh my God, they're going on tour! Because I would be excited. You know what I'm saying? The boy is mine. That's when I figured out, that the boy was going to be mine one day. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like everybody has a special relation to that song. And they didn't get a chance to really perform it during their era because they had all types of beef going on. And apparently the first time they performed it, I hear that Brandy got smacked in the face before they went on stage. So they really didn't have a good experience with performing that song in the past. So we never really got the full experience. So to give it to us now, yes, it's long overdue, but I feel like people will show up and show out for it. It's a good idea, but I feel like Brandy's not going to go to Monica, and Monica's not going to go to Brandy and ask for this joint venture. So Ray J's trying to be like the middleman, but he's doing it the wrong way.
The wrong way.
Okay, so when you say wrong way, I absolutely totally agree. The thing about it is Ray J is extremely childish and haphazard in his methodology in trying to get this together, right? Like he just wants a buck on the back of his sister and Monica. And I think what really triggered Monica to respond is if you think about performances, right? If you think about performances, the person who opens is not the main act. The main act goes last. The main act goes last. And one thing that Ray J said when he was up at the Breakfast Club was Monica would open and Brandy would finish. I think that made Monica feel some type of way because in show business, you understand how that goes. Yeah. And so, and also him keep talking about Brandy and Monica tour. There were even screenshots of him in Monica's live. Brandy and Monica tour. Ain't said nothing to her behind closed doors, but is saying all this public stuff and got people assuming and talking, and ain't never had a professional conversation behind the scenes. Because essentially what Ray J is trying to do right now is launch his own version of Zeus Network. That was the purpose of his entire visit to the Breakfast Club yesterday. So he's like, oh, I'm doing Ratchet TV. They're fighting. There's a method to my madness. You can learn something from the Ratchet TV. They're fighting this, that, and the third. And hopefully Brandy and Monica can go on tour and blah, blah, blah. And I think it's rubbing Monica the wrong way because she's tired of hearing Ray J bring her and Brandy up in this hypothetical concert that he feels like he's going to have his hand in. But not only is it something that she's not interested in, the way in which he's speaking about it isn't ideal to the way in which she would have it go. And he's not being professional and really presenting this plan that he keeps presenting to the public to her. So it's like, what do you keep hyping up the public and giving the public room to interpret what is or is not going on behind closed doors when there's I haven't received not near phone call from you behind the scenes. All I see is you going on the Breakfast Club or commenting in places. And now you got the blogs talking about we going on tour, and we're not, because I haven't seen any professional write-up or contract or anything about this. So yeah, Gunica is a little upset that he keeps using her name in order to act like he's this top tier businessman and he can negotiate shit when he's not really doing it in a way that's professional in any capacity.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That is really why she's upset. And it makes sense. Ray J didn't even have a plan on how to market his own network, upcoming network, yesterday on the Breakfast Club. He didn't tell us how we could find it. And at the end of that hour-long episode, Envy was like, okay, well, tell us how we can get to it. How can we get to it? Oh, yeah, you can get to it. Like,
that network's not going to work. One of my friends paid like $1,000 to audition for his network like over a year ago, and nothing came from it. So now you're just taking people's money. And why do you have to pay $1,000 to audition? I asked my friend that. He was like, I don't know, but it's Ray J, and I'm going to pay it. Okay, go ahead and just pay it. And he lost $1,000. It went nowhere. Like Ray J, he always about the next dollar. He think he gonna get up there, sing One Wish, bring the camera, film for his show, and then have a Monica and Brandy behind the scenes on his new network to get people over there. No, we're not interested.
Not only do I think that Monica won't go over there, I truly think that Brandy don't even believe in this bullshit he doing. Right
she doesn't.
I think his own sister would be like, oh yeah, we're going on tour. Let us attach ourselves to this little network you got going on where they just brawling and fighting and roly-poly-oly and baddies eating. Like that's the energy, because I've seen the trailers to this thing that he's trying to launch, and it's literally just giving baddies, and all they doing is scrapping. Brandy's not finna attach us. I don't even think his sister's gonna attach herself to that. So
she's not. She's like, look, I tried for him at the Versus. He was terrible. I'm done.
Yeah, he was terrible at the Versus, holding the baby, mad that they were performing. That whole Versus was a mess, because that was the Omarion Mario Versus, right? And remember, before they came out, who opened for them was Pretty Ricky Pleasure P, Bow Wow, and some of the Ray J hits. They opened, but somebody between Mario and Omarion was late. One of the two of them were late. We will never know who, but that's why the intro lasted so long, where Ray J was a part of it, and he sounded a mess, and he was holding the baby. It was horrible. It was just horrible. He's not a music person. It is what it is. But is Ray J funny? Naturally, because his audacity is out of this world. That's what's funny about Ray J. He don't even be trying to be funny, but naturally he is, and he feels like he's the king of reality TV because he got in a while ago. If y'all don't remember, when he had For the Love of Ray J, when Flavor of Love was the thing, Danger, she smashed the homie, so he feels like, I'm the king of reality TV, so I might as well get in on it. Okay, Ray. All right, Ray. He's the type person, he shows up to the cookout, you laugh at what he's doing and what he's saying, and you don't take him serious, and you go on about the business.
Exactly.
Raycon did good now. Give him some credit. Ray
Yeah,
did.
but that's not his company anymore. He sold it. He sold it if it was even ever his. He spoke in riddles and circles about that when he was in the Breakfast Club yesterday. So that's not even his company anymore. So
yeah, he can go somewhere. The Princess divorcing him, he's done. Like he's done. I'm sorry. Princess is storyline on Love and Hip Hop. Other than that, I didn't care about Ray J.
So, yeah, it is what it is. Him and Safari be on some real interesting stuff. They be on some real interesting stuff. So let's speak about somebody who is actually a star worthy of the attention that I wouldn't say they crave, but that they deserve. And so Beyonce said that she is in a genre of her own, and that this is not a country album. So why is she riding the horse, holding the American flag on the cover? A lot of people want to know. There's a lot of speculation. Azalea Banks has said some things. What do you all think about Beyonce's, Beyonce coming into country music, but saying that she's not in country music? The long caption with her post the other day. What are your thoughts?
I'll just keep it short and sweet. I just feel that she said she didn't feel accepted when she performed at the CMAs years ago. And because of the backlash that she got when it was announced that she had a country album, that it's like, okay, look, this is a Beyonce album. If you don't want to consider me country, I don't have to consider myself country. I'm just doing what I want to do, and I'm just flowing in it. And I would encourage people actually to read Azalea Banks's tweet. I read through it. And I know she has a lot of unpopular opinions, but she actually made a lot of good points because she wasn't trashing Beyonce. She was actually trying to give her props in a number of ways. So I just encourage people to read it. But one of the things that I found funny that she said, she called Jay-Z with his puppy pound dreadlocks and said that, like, she feels that Beyonce has a lot of influence from her husband that she doesn't really need because she's a creative all on her own. So I don't have an issue with what she's trying to do. Like, do what you want to do, and that's it.
What are your thoughts, Deshaun?
I feel like Beyonce, I watched her perform at the CMAs, and I saw that she was visibly uncomfortable. She had the Dixie Chicks up there, and I didn't understand why she had the Dixie Chicks. And I felt like she did that so that people would pay attention and not like boo, at least clap, because the Dixie Chicks, somebody they recognize is up there with her. So the fact that she can't show up alone to the CMAs to perform her song, that should tell you that she was definitely uncomfortable. She wasn't welcome. And if you're going to advocate for Black people in these spaces, do that. Now, don't withdraw because of the negative attention and say, oh, no, this is a Beyonce album, not a country album. No, it's a country album. We heard it already. We heard Texas Hold'em, that's a country song. We heard 16 Carats, that's a country song. Stick to it. Make them accept us in those spaces. Because that was, if you do the research, country music was invented by Black people. So go back there, do the research as you said you were going to do, or as you have done, and release that music and make them accept us. And then now maybe we'll have more Black country singers coming out. I hear there are a few. Just like Willow Smith has forced herself into rock and roll, and now there's more Black rock and roll people coming up. Beyonce, I want to see her do the same thing. If anybody can do it, Beyonce can do it. So I don't like to see her back down to things. That makes me like, I thought you were fearless, man. I thought you can do anything. We got as much hours in the day as you, man. We go off of your standard. You are the standard. So I want her to go in there and kick down those doors.
I think that Beyonce, I think that she was trying to say that I'm diverse and I have such a large lane that, baby, I can do anything. There might be 2 songs on the album that's country. It might have a country twang to it. It might be country fused with R&B. It might be this. Don't place my shit in one category because it might chart over here in the country, but some of the songs that we haven't heard yet might chart over here in the R&B. And also, a lot of people had an issue with the appearance of the red, white, and blue, the flag being a part of the visual. Like, why are you gonna put the American flag in your cover art? And some people felt like it was wrong. Some people felt like it was right. Some people felt like whatever. At the end of the day, Beyonce is she's a Black American. And if she's speaking about in that very long caption about times where she felt uncomfortable and what Black people have contributed to music, this country, building the country, who built the White House? Okay, white people. Got you. So it could be a mention towards where racism exists. We can't speak for other countries that we don't live in. I mean, we can speak about what we see, but racism is very prevalent here in our country, and feeling uncomfortable, whether it be Beyonce at the CMTs, the Country Music, CMAs, I'm sorry, the Country Music Awards, whether it be us at the market tomorrow. A lot of us face racism and feel uncomfortable by people who aren't Black or brown, or people who are able to exercise white privilege. And so that could be a part of it. In addition to the culture in Texas, when you win derbies or pageants and the photos that you take when you are in Texas, for the people who are in Texas, they can really speak for that. And when you win certain pageants and derbies down in Texas, it is tradition that you take a picture with the flag on a horse, etc., etc. So it could mean a lot of things. Some people think that she is speaking directly about feeling uncomfortable at the CMAs. It could be a combination of her feeling uncomfortable there and elsewhere. I mean, hell, when she came out with the song, they wouldn't even play it at the station until the Beehive called up and was like, "Why aren't you playing Beyonce?" Right. "Oh, we don't play Beyonce, we play country." Okay, this is country music, and basically kind of bust down doors and force them to play it. So I think there's a lot of different ways to interpret what she's saying. I can't wait to hear the whole album. Will the whole album be swang and country, whatever? We don't know. K. Michelle has been doing country music. There are a lot of other Black artists who have been doing country music. And one thing that I think that is really special and important that is taking place within Beyonce, taking this new leap into a different genre, whether it be wholeheartedly or blending, fusing two together. Again, it could be a mix between R&B and country in one song, one track, and several tracks, is it puts us on to other Black people who are doing country. Because there was somebody on Twitter who made a whole thread, like, since Beyonce is Black and doing country, let me put y'all on the 10 other Black people who are doing country. And I went and I listened. And baby, when I tell you I downloaded all them songs and followed all those artists and followed all them people, absolutely. I think that she is busting down the doors for other people in other genres. And it sounds good. It sounds like the blues, back. And, that's where country comes from. We made that. So it's sounding like the blues and everything else. What do y'all think?
I had no clue how many Black people listen to country music until I moved to Texas. And I went to a trail ride. They was out there with the cowboy boots, riding horses. I'm like, yo, I really living this life. I had no clue. That is the culture in Texas. So she's doing what she was raised around. She's really not going too far from her, her grounding. So I understand why she's doing country. After living in Texas, I definitely understand. I dated somebody who listened to country music. And I'm like, oh my God. You can go listen to this in the car again. Like, some of the music is good. I gotta give it to him. It's good. It's catchy. Okay, what she just say? Like, okay, country music is really lit. So, and it takes Beyonce to get that into a lot of people's ears. And now they're hearing like, okay, and they are going to look up other artists and see. So she's doing something for the culture overall and breaking barriers, which needed to be done. I'm proud of Beyonce.
I am too. Because I like a mixture of music as well. And you shouldn't, like, she is not stuck in a box. You shouldn't be stuck in a box of the type of music you listen to, because there's just so many amazing songs and artists and, genres out there. So I agree.
Yeah. Not only is she's not going too far from her roots, she's staying intact with her roots and making sure she goes back. She's been in the game for like 3 decades now. She's making sure she doesn't get too far removed from where she came from. And I think that that's where a lot of people don't understand Texas. Listen, I had to read up on some things when I first saw the cover, and I'm like, what's going on? This is giving Republican. What's all this red, white, and blue? What's happening? But when I read into the culture and what goes down in Texas, and I have a couple of friends. I have 2 friends that live in Texas, asking them about that and doing research to some of their traditions. I'm like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Like, she not on no mega stuff. She not on no political stuff, because it's really not political. It's really cultural and regional based on where she came from and her roots. And so that I can very much respect and understand, and I really can't like fault her for leaning into that. Like, what is she supposed to stray away from it? I mean, you can't win as Beyonce, whether you stray towards your roots or away from your roots. People will have something negative to say. So I'm definitely happy that she's not trying to move away from her roots and she's staying close. Absolutely.
And I love 16 carriages.
What'd she say?
I love 16 carriages. And I like the little Maxwell remix. Oh, 16 carriages.
The Maxwell mashup is really good.
She should release that. Just like she did her last album. She released that mashup. She should do it.
Yeah, she released that Cuff It. What was the one?
Cuff It little mix. I forgot what it was mixed with, but it was on my playlist every day.
I'm sure some winos will put it down, but it was a blend between, it was Cuff It and something else that a fan had put together, but she actually went ahead and moved forward.
Song. It started off Make It Rain. I forgot.
Yeah. I forget. The winos going to let us know. Wetter?
Yes, Wetter. Wetter. Yes, that's what it was. The Wetter and Cuff It. That had everybody in the club like, wait, hey. And I feel like this Maxwell with the 16 carriages can do the exact same thing. Beyonce should definitely monetize off of that mashup.
Absolutely.
If you want to stick with country, bro, we hear the Yogas. We hear it. Put the Maxwell in there.
Baby, I'm sure some babies have been made already. They might not be born yet, but I'm sure some babies have been made to the Wetter track. I'm sure it's been some babies.
Without a doubt.
That track is definitely given what needs to be gave. Okay. So we got through all of our topics, and that was really dope. It was so nice talking to you all. So listen, tell the people where they can find you all at. This has been a blast going through the latest trending topics, what's going on with these celebrities, being able to graze Tasha K's platform. Tell the people where they can find you at. I guess let's start with you, Beth. Where can they find you at? What do you have to offer up?
All right, guys. So this was fun. Thanks for joining us today. You can find me on YouTube, the Being Beautifully Honest podcast. I also have another YouTube channel, The Minister of Beauty, and I'm a licensed esthetician. So I have a skincare line as well called Inez Elizabeth Beauty, and the links to my websites, they're in the description boxes of my YouTube channel. So you can subscribe and join me there. So this was fun. Thanks for welcoming me. I had a blast.
All right, Deshaun, where can they find you at? What you got going on?
You can find me on TikTok at Deshaun 2.0. Just follow me and stay in touch with the latest content. I keep up on pop culture, celebrity news, all of that type of stuff.
All right. And so as far as me and what I got going on, I am Jane, the plainest Jane. And over on my channel, you can find us keeping it sticky and real, talking about the latest and whatever's going on in Black news, celebrity gossip, celebrity updates. Every now and then I might touch on some topics that ain't Black, but I primarily focus on our people and what's going on in the celebrity world and also the real world, real news, stuff that happens to everyday people like you and me. And these are the things that I talk about over on my channel. So definitely make sure that you are subscribed and come on over. We'll have an after show on my channel directly after this, and then we'll be live later on tonight. Winos, it has been such a pleasure to sit here and go through these trending topics with you all. Hopefully, I will be able to talk to you all in the future. Did y'all have a good time today?
I had so much fun. This was amazing. Grateful for the opportunity.
It was dope. And listen, last but not least, Winos, be sure to check out TashaKOnStage.com to check out Tasha K in a city near you. Again, her next stop is going to be right here in Baltimore. Okay, you may or you may not see me on April 14th at the Baltimore Comedy Factory at 7 o'clock to see Tasha K's stand up, because she is far more than a YouTuber or a celebrity gossip blogger. She is also a comedian as well. So be sure to check out her website. Also, be sure to subscribe to TashaKLive.com for exclusive content that you will not see over here. It's too hot, it's too spicy, it's too much for YouTube. It'll be over on her app. Winos, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow all of the panelists today, and we'll catch you a bit later. Bye.
Bye, winos.